back to my channel. If you like this type of video, don't forget to subscribe, give us a huge thumbs up, and press the notification bell. This is the design I'm gonna teach you today. Is a newborn coat and it's inspired by the movie Paddington. So you have the written part as well available, and I give you here the full step-by-step. But if you like to learn a lot more in the world of crochet, I invite you to join Crafty Crochet, a masterclass where you will learn at your own pace from absolute beginners to advanced everything that you need to know in this world. If you are interested, more information in the description box down below. For the materials, we're gonna need yarn, scissors, our hook, tapestry needle, row counters, and a lot of stitch markers, because we will need it once we are attaching one side to another to make sure. We're gonna start with the jacket, and you're gonna start doing a slip knot. Here I'm showing you in a slower pace how to do the slip knot, which is really easy, but if you want to, I have the quickest ever tutorial as well on how to do it, even slower than I'm showing it to you in here, but it's pretty easy. And as I said, we are going now to chain 43. This is what is it going to be the top of our jacket. We are starting the body of the jacket from the top to the bottom. So work out now your 43 chains so we can straight away jump into row 1. For row 1, you're gonna work in the second chain from the hook. You're gonna work a US single crochet or a UK double crochet. From now I'm gonna mention them as stitches, so it's easier for you to follow whichever terminology do you use, because is all the time, the entire project, the same stitch. After that, you're gonna do 7 stitches more, which means in total you have 8 stitches worked. And then what we're going to do is on the 9th stitch, you are going to work 3 stitches inside the same chain. Why? Because we need to create a corner to define the front, shoulder, and our back. Once you've done that, you're gonna work 6 single crochets. This represents the shoulder of our coat. And once you've done those 6 single crochets, you are again going to work 3 or double crochets, depends the terminology that you use. Then you're gonna do again 3 stitches on the same chain. So again, we're doing another corner to define the separation between the shoulder and the back. For the back, we're gonna work 10 stitches, doing the same stitch at all times, and then again we're gonna do another corner with 3 stitches worked on the same chain space. Then we're gonna do again 6 stitches to match what we've done in the shoulder size, and then again another corner with 3 stitches on the same chain space. And last but not least, we are left with 8 chains, so we are gonna work 8 stitches at the very end. Now with these increases creating the corners, we have in total 50 stitches worked. So by the end of row 1, you should have 50 stitches in total. It's really important you keep counting your stitches so you make sure you have worked everything perfect, because this is going to define the difference between half all the cardigan or the coat in the perfect size or not. So every time once you finish, you're gonna chain 1, and row number 2 is all the stitches worked, so all 1 full row of US single crochets or UK double crochets. For row number 3, we are going to work 9 stitches in 1 corner, which is 3 stitches on the same space. That is what it represents the front. Then we work here, see the corner, which is 3 stitches together. Since in the previous row we work a full row of normal stitches, you won't be able to follow what we did on row number 1. Then for the shoulder, we're gonna make 8 stitches, and once we finish those 8 stitches, we are again going to work another corner, 3 stitches on the same space. The reason why I'm not saying increases, because normally increases is just 2 stitches, okay? Then we're gonna work 12 stitches for our back, and all what is left to do is copy what we've done in the other side, which means you're gonna do 1 more corner, then you're going to work 8 stitches, and last but not least, you should be left with 1 more corner, And after that extra corner, you should have just 9 stitches left to work. And this finished row number 3, which should be finished with 58 stitches in total. Count them up and make sure that those are the amount that you have, so you're ready for row number 4. Row number 4 is going to be like row number 2. We are just going to work the stitches along, which is 58 stitches. For row number 5, you're going to start working 10 stitches, and then you are going to do the corner. So we separate the front from the shoulder. After you work your 3 stitches on the same space, you're going to work 10 stitches to represent the shoulder. And after we've done our 10 stitches, we're again going to work another corner, 3 stitches inside the same space. For the back, we're going to do 14 stitches. You can start to see how the shape is coming up, so the corners are starting to stand up. So 14 stitches is what makes our back. And we do another corner to separate the back from our shoulder. And we need to repeat what we've done at the very beginning, which is 10 stitches, then 1 corner, and 10 stitches more. And that will complete row number 5, where you should have 66 stitches in total. By repeating the same from one side to another, that's the most important thing. Row number 6, work 66 stitches around. And for row number 7, we're going to start working 11 stitches. And then we're going to do the corner. So 11 stitches is what makes the front. We do the 3 stitches on the corner to separate the front from the shoulder. The shoulder will have this time 12 stitches. As you can see, the shoulder is getting bigger. Remember, also on the shoulder area is where we're going to do our sleeves. So it always have to be slightly bigger than the front. Then we're going to do another corner to separate the shoulder from the back. And our back this time is made out of 16 stitches. You can see how big we're getting. There we go. And the shape is already coming along, so it's quite easy to follow. After you've done the back 16 stitches, you have another corner. And you just have to repeat what we've done on the other side. 12 stitches represent the shoulder. Then we will do 1 more corner, and we will be left with 11 stitches, which represent the front of the cardigan. And in total, you should finish row number 7 with 74 stitches around. That's what completes our row. Again, count all of your stitches to make sure you have what you need to continue along with this cardigan. Row number 8 is a repetition of 74 stitches around. And row number 9, we're going to start by doing 12 stitches in our corner, 3 stitches inside the same space. Then the shoulder now becomes 14 stitches, and we need to do another corner to separate the shoulder from our back. Now the back for this row number 9, has 18 stitches, and what we have left is to repeat what we've done on the other side. You're going to finish the back with another corner, 3 stitches on the same space. The shoulder area has 14 stitches. We do another corner to separate shoulder from the front, and the front is finished with 12 stitches. By the end of row 9, you should have 82 stitches in total around. Again, count your stitches to make sure you have all what you need. Sometimes we don't count them because we think we have them all as we finished. For row number 10, just work all the stitches around, 82 stitches. For row number 11, start doing 13 stitches to define the front. Then we're going to do our corner with 3 stitches in the same stitch. We do the corner that separates the front area from the shoulder. On the shoulder, we're going to do 16 stitches. We do another corner to separate the shoulder from the back. And we are going to do 20 stitches for the back. As you can see, this is the last row of the very top. Next row is to work the space of the arms. So work 20 stitches for the back. do the corner that separates the back from the other shoulder, and repeat what we've done at the beginning. 16 stitches for the arm area, for the shoulder. Do another corner to separate it from the front, and finish row number 11 with 13 stitches at the beginning. You're gonna finish with row 11 and 90 stitches in total. And that is what prepares our row number 12, which is going to be the space for the arms. So count all of your stitches to make sure you have them. So this is how it should look by the end of row 11, and this is the very top of the cardigan. Now we are just working the bottom area. So to start row number 12, work 15 stitches. Always chain 1 and 10. Don't forget to do that, so it gives you the clean edge of your cardigan. If you were not to chain, you will have a more curvy edge in there. Once you've done your 15 stitches, you are not going to work any more corners. This is what it changed in this row. You're gonna work 6 chains, and you're gonna skip 18 stitches. And on the 19th is where you're going to insert your hook. So you're gonna count your stitches, but normally it's from corner to corner. Just make sure you count them so you don't get less stitches on the back. That's why it's important to count them. And I suggest as well that you count on the other side and mark your stitch. How you can count is you're gonna count 15 stitches from the other end and then mark the 16th stitch, and then is when you jump 18 and you can mark it again. So as you can see in here, I'm placing my stitch marker on the stitch number 18th, and then I know I need to go to the one next to it to continue working on what now will be the back of the cardigan, which is stitch number 19th. So get back into your loop in there and work on the other side, connecting them. Try to make it quite tight so you close it up, since we don't need that stitch anymore. We will be working later on the chain spaces, not on that union that you're doing in there. So keep it quite tight, and then now for the back, you're gonna work 24 stitches. And once you've done the 24 stitches, what you have to repeat is what we've just done right now, but mirror way. You're gonna do it the other way around. The chains will come out from the back and be closed at the very front. So after you work your 24 stitches, you're gonna chain 6 again, jump 18, and on the 19th, you are going to insert it in there, and then you should be left with 15 stitches at the very front. Rather than count this way, as I say, you can always count from the beginning of the cardigan, which is the end where you're going to finish, and then that way as well might be a little bit easier or faster for you to do it. Whichever way works best for you, just make sure you have those 15 stitches at the very end, so the front of our cardigan looks the same and it doesn't turn around like we are missing some stitches in there. So again, keep it quite tight at the time of connecting, and all what you are left to do is to work 15 stitches at the very end of row number 12, and you will finish row number 12 with 66 stitches in total. For row number 13 and 14, you're going to work all the stitches around. Now for row number 15, we're gonna start working 8 stitches, and then we're gonna create what is an increase. Now, yes, you're gonna work only 2 stitches inside the same space, a normal increase. We are not doing corners anymore, since we are not doing anymore the top part of our cardigan. Now we're just making the coat to become bigger on the bottom. 8 stitches and 1 increase, 2 stitches on the same space. Then you're gonna work 15 stitches. Then you're gonna do another increase, 16 stitches, another increase, 15 stitches, another increase, and 8 stitches to finish. Total, you will have 80 stitches by the end of row number 15. For row number 16 and 17, just work all the stitches around 70 stitches. For row number 18, you're gonna work 17 stitches, and you're going to do 1 increase. Then you're gonna work 34 stitches and an increase. And last, you're gonna work again 17 stitches. Finish row number 18 with 72 stitches. For row number 19, you're gonna work the 72 stitches around. For row number 20, you're gonna start working 17 stitches and 1 increase, 35 stitches and increase, and 18 stitches, finishing this row with 74 stitches. Row number 21, work the 74 stitches around. Row number 22, work 18 stitches, 1 increase, 36 stitches, 1 increase, 18 stitches, finishing row number 22 with 76 stitches around. Row number 33, work the 76 stitches around. Row number 24, we're gonna work 18 stitches, increase, 37 stitches, increase, 19 stitches, increase, and finishing row number 24 with 78 stitches in total. Row number 25 to 34, work all the stitches around, 78 stitches. This is the length of your cardigan. For the sleeves, from row 1 to row 5, we're gonna work the 26 stitches that we have around, just inserting a new yarn and working them around, as you can see right now represented on the video. So work 5 times 26 stitches, and for row number 6, we're gonna work 5 stitches and 1 decrease. Here, I'm gonna show it to you. I recommend for the sleeve always to put the stitch marker because it's quite small and difficult to see. And once you've done your 5 stitches, the way to decrease is really easy. You just have to put 2 stitches together, and this is the way. You're only gonna take the front loop of your project twice. So there goes 1, there goes 2. You're gonna yarn over, pass it through both, yarn over and pass it through both. And that is 1 decrease. Then you're gonna continue with 11 stitches, another decrease, 16 stitches, and finish this row with 24 stitches. From row number 7 to 11, just work those 24 stitches around. For the hoodie, we are going to attach the new yarn to the neck of our jacket, and for row number 1 to 3, we are going to work the 42 stitches that we have around just to create the foundation of the cardigan. Only row 1, you're only gonna work on the front loop. For row number 4, we are going to work 3 stitches, and we are going to create an increase, which is 2 stitches on the same space. Then we're gonna work 6 stitches, another increase, and repeat this 5 times, finishing this row with 3 stitches at the very end and 48 stitches. For row number 5, we're gonna work 4 stitches, an increase, 7 stitches, increase, repeat this 5 times, finishing with 3 stitches and 54 stitches in total. For row number 6 to 18, we are gonna work the 54 stitches around. For row number 19, we are gonna work 3 stitches and a decrease. Remember how I teach you on the sleeve how to do it. 7 stitches, decrease, repeat this 5 times, 4 stitches at the very end, and end the row number 19 with 48 stitches. From row number 20 to 37, just work those 48 stitches around and you will be finished. Now comes the time to attach the hoodie, and to do that you can do it with slip stitches with a hook, or you can sew it. I personally am going to sew it because it's the most invisible way you could do it, and you won't be able to notice where was the connection just because of the way how I will show you right now. It's extremely easy, and it will seem like you have worked one more row, but actually it's the connection between both of the parts. If you were to do slip stitches, you will create an extra row, and in the inside you will have a thick edge that personally I don't really like it. So we are gonna fasten off where we ended with a chain and cutting our yarn, and then we are going to fold the hoodie that way, creating 2 triangles. I suggest you take a slip stitch to kind of mark the center. You're not marking any stitches yet, but you could do it. You could mark all of the stitches to make sure you're sewing properly. But this is the best way I can attach it properly, and then we will be sewing on the inside of our hoodie, not on the outside. So we're gonna flip it around. We're gonna fold it in half and make sure it's correct. That's why we put also the stitch marker so it won't turn around. And then what we are going to do right now is very simple and very easy. Just be patient. You're gonna be taking the inside loop from both of the stitches. So right side, left side, and pass your yarn that you're sewing with. Right side, left side, pass. Only one loop around. And I can promise you, like this, nobody will notice where is the beginning of the end. Why? Well, really simple. Let me turn this around and show it to you how easy and beautiful it look like. Look, it's like you've done one extra row, just connecting the loops. For the pockets, you have to make 2, and you're gonna work 10 chains you're gonna make, and then row 1 to 6. That's all what it takes. You are going to work 9 stitches around, and then just chain 1 and fasten off. And as well, always remember to chain 1 to turn. But that's how simple and easy the pockets are, and you need to make 2 of them. Is the clasps for our buttons. So to do so as well, you have to do 2. I have chose to do it in brown. I've done 15 chains, and then I'm going to do 10 stitches worked. Then I'm going to chain 3 and skip 3, and I'm going to do a stitch on the last one. And that gap that you just left is where your button will go. And last but not least, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and row number 2 and last row of this entire project is to work 14 stitches around. Yes, you have to work those chains that you just made. Don't forget them. It might get a little bit difficult, but don't worry, just be patient, because you're just literally 2 more things away from finishing this cardigan, which I hoped that it was easy and explained good enough for you to understand how to do it. But you also have available the written pattern on my website. Here is the final result. I really hoped you liked it, and if you did, please let us know in the comments as well by subscribing and giving us a huge thumbs up, and that helps us a lot to grow and to know that you want to watch more from us. So now, just watch the next one. Bye.